damfo obetimi ti Maryland eye 5-bedroom ya ebisa waase otimi yetimi otono $100,000 adan asase keke Westlands ni atono $500,000. I'm talking about Maryland. $450,000 ubeti menya 4-bedroom house. Chicago. Na etisi adeko yani ya abodanfo yanu ntina ti yanu na bia se land commission evalu asase na woton kase ebia eye efase bia ye 300,000 Ghana cedis. Wo kase street value eye 2 million enu ntini ye wiem ama de ye 300,000 no. Me what that's the right value. I don't know whether what my argument na see. Oh, yeah, but that for your
argument because we are more house in anyone. But the point is that him say it be a circular. As I say, 100,000.
What yet? You didn't circle. As I say, street value. Street value. Share your routine. Car. Who got to car? A biker be a value. Yeah, the master first STC. Eti wo obi no di anoa obaka jo say e bia ka we fase 60,000. But the comma STC e ba koye be 20,000. Obaka say o na bi obako hu obi no mawie. Me what is the true value? Ya kronfo ene yeti krom ha ya no ntira enti ne ye ho saa no. Ade so kwota asase wo East Lagos $1 million. Busase America edan ubeto dan $1 million ba in fact now you are the four papa. But ya here ho sa the issue is that some friend is saying Samuel Abujinapo the can say me adoma edwada since abonti press conference the church mu obi who say
because who say yawada no okuje to ba oni na komi aba Joy FM
yes
o kasa no o so ohia Abujinapo minister and a minister say catching so onye careful now say ko basa ban yes or publish list of buying sas here amount for the political class at the political class will be in trouble. Or see he doesn't care.
Who said he doesn't care?
Samuel Kuja to a black one.
But who told you he cares? That guy, you don't know him. He was even able to place all people under the bus.
Of course.
Yes.
No. Oh, anyone say such a person no only need the agro say or no say on care and that he's impugning negativity to abayamu pen for japade ni nyoma enya whether legitimately or not no ye so it's important say wo President Kufuor dey say adwuma na show so ba bontene abechirechirem say if you pass won't fa ni nyina nto abontene pa you should give it to at least some civil society groups or some media ni ehu say the bear say koswa they will be able to question him on some of the things obeba bontene be chocho ebeka who can some of the post me on areho
yama no pe yama me down yes me kasa no ma introduce me panelist no na nipa no ma me down no so dem bia me go di natural eti pacho Professor Isaac Buadi was dean faculty of accounting and finance at University of UPSC University of Professional Studies UPSC pacho what me send faso and na back so na etwa no so na ha wono so de we yemi nua watamale and wa ba se no ma is an constituency kwa po Greater Accra and na Peter Nkoma me use far left and so we stream immediate left me be say me nya proper description ma prof asada immediate so me Peter Nkoma deputy editor Daily Dispatch newspaper and he dey ko no Peter na Mr. Sadi Pachofa you to so ma msisi electoral commission to say the enro ko parliament any kudi enkomo na register no ababonten amiye hu se enipa dodo a e register no so no me ba se ye hwe se mo tew ewia na ekọ profo na e ba be di bank sector no e ho nkobo G bank ni UT any capital bank and they be focus on them the rest no na me admire as time goes on no ye beto so tim sa tipacho sabusa ka fato so ma me na me hwe register no enipa dodo a e wo so far and then region by region distribution any northeast abo hwe dia to so no northeast nipa wo ho e register no mu no 335,786 Savannah 338,900 964. Ahafo a year 353,761. Oti region a year 408,720. Upper West 518,781. Western North year 521,910. Bunu East a year 664,174. Bunu 714,957. Upper East 735,282. Voter region 1,017,671. Northern region 1,199,429. Western 1,288,930. Central 1,734,180. Eastern 1,801,983. Greater Accra Ashanti region 3,292,126. Greater Accra 3,763,754. Greater Accra 3,763,754. Total nina eye 8,690,408. 8,690,408 in the total number of registered voters no register no so in the as time goes so if you put a share 2026 2020 the no so yes more company be near din komo prof acho yankomo de minye so se bia ba join so ba join so state capture near de e bia na be ticket to be for no man no makura na pa no mate et prof Ude yanko bank sector na di wo hene
me more reserve na
it's prof ude
kan hu sem basa ne field you na ye de
amati say ye de adoto ni awe mati prof pacho enti banking sector clean up no ibedi kobo esa wo check akra say eye den na sa de no ba de ka say banking sector clean up de bad mzadi bacho me slice me the amount no e qualify for it na de atoso ma why me that's property yanko
yo god of tia atie force me chia also and I pay o man hu komanaja did them say sa clean up banking sector clean up you can ho asema na we see a lot of caveat here e be your court enti ya na ayeke kakra how you presenting
okay
and I been so him bebre be for more be for more resource nti in fact cancer sector no asema na arehwa bakakra wo bi nu fie clean up here then so for fie na ye cleaning kakra na nyuma bia enkoyie no that tututu ye and na there me say ye di hon komo bebre na me say last week you can be on the debt exchange program
yes
the impact you hear me say a lot of comments on social media follow and also the children say and e be di hon komo near focus on the collapse of those banks me say include di hon komo wa bontin bebre na ye focus on the three banks esanse ensema kokoso kra okrom na ensem se na be di ho tintima na cost bebre
oh yes
but clean up no eye na esi ye emi bi a betwem na me ka se emi sa ban se lako sanye lako o take you over pe and also a clean up
that's what proper ho
o proper na covid din ho ba jimu 2019 oya so we na Ukraine isabebo
twaso
timi hu se lako se how 70 chere
ayi wo kan brofu bo mo say when it rains it pours prophet the fact me patcho Peter said say when it rains
na mo ko monti so na mo kan brofu all for start
when it rains it pours I said say
patcho una ko monti so
google hu afa chere me prof patcho yanko
it's the brain actually
yes
internal yeah focus kakra na dem really to the program is when owners become liabilities
yes
collapse of UT and Capital Bank and GM Bank, when owners become liability.
Hey, another owners na ankasa. When owners become liabilities. One more banks need your modiano. Afoma baba ye liability ko pwe de eka. Okay.
I will say so we na kosoma. Na obe hu say you can asset of a company say oja padi awo.
Yes.
Liability say car odidi crofo. Na mre ben na asset na awo no. Baba ye come out. I will say call koto dan na unu su ni year. Obo ho obeti liability oh now you so use 1 bedroom. Okoto 6 bedroom out team. Asanda ne come out. Oko investment in bonds and now stock na say far returns are unyano e was a bar is a be come out.
Yeah.
Nti and I'm made that to need that be defense di home command. Now oko the next one I will say the next slide no. Machi you kakra about commenter onesi aye kakra.
Comments. Okay.
Because when owners become liabilities, the very individuals are yes, someone steer affairs of a ship can become anchors, dragging the company down into depth of mismanagement and financial ruin.
Wow. When owners become liabilities, the very individuals taxed with steering the ship can instead become anchors, dragging the company down to the depths of mismanagement and financial mismanagement. And one and a cast na actually going.
Na japadio. It's a better neka. Now, oko the next one. I will say, my far commenter when a video unkomo kakra.
Okay.
Na I say, he phobic who I say where ne pese kahun sem kakra. Now, oko the next one. I make far comment be a bit by emra cleaner service no. Ye clean banking sector ne buy. I'm so penny or can be a war TV3. A quality source on the so. The interview, yeah, the owner of the fencing duty.
Prince Kufia Mwabing.
Don't say we can kind of what
okay. Okay.
These are quotes.
It is source in was speaking to TV3 in an interview after the collapse of UT Bank. Kufia Mwabing, the bank's founder, reflected on the situation. Quotation was it the fortunes of the bank could have been turned around if the Bank of Ghana had given us more time. The government found us in that situation. The government found us in that situation was this the best route to take because we had investors who were ready with some proposals. It's very Mwabing, modern Ghana and the Dubai.
One deny also I not going here time kakra.
Yes.
The next person, a owner of Capital.
Yes. Atwesen, William Atwesen, the founder of the collapsed Capital Bank, expressed his sentiments in an interview with the media. I am not a happy man. I am not a happy person at all because I've been in banking for 27 years. I've been in banking since 1991. I've been a good banker. I've been a good person. I've been a philanthropist. I have been a person who has supported a lot of people. And so for me to be in this situation, I'm not a happy person.
Good.
Okay. City Business News. The one can be answered.
The next one.
Is I put this word them. Dr. Papakwesi Indum, the founder of GN Bank, shared his thoughts on the bank's challenges and the role of regulators. The quotation in the central banks should have supported indigenous banks to grow and expand instead of collapsing them. The central bank should have come to our aid because we were facing liquidity challenges. We were not insolvent. Okay, it was a Ghana webnet at the buy.
Liquidity challenges. I'm so dear tomorrow.
Was it they were not insolvent?
Yes, I say be for me and some quantum dome quotes.
It be a ban. Okay.
You call the next one. On my papa so can someone say na recently so koshia GM Bank owner.
Yes.
Na okansem kakra era Alan on this banking sector. And also there to just
okay, it was say in my personal view, I think that the decision by the government to withdraw the licenses not only of GN Bank but of other Ghanaian owned banks amounted to policy failure It was a field policy intervention for strategic reasons. Alan Kojocha Martin and decided to Tuja. Now we treat this about take a decision. Oh, okay. Okay, Matthias.
Midway na chamfonia metre in some asisi ewo ha. Na ebine say policy failure. A honam discussion first.
Okay.
Was it a policy failure? Are honest nankasa because I know our boy no cancer same way. And it's a serious issue.
Yes.
Now, okay, the next one, and per se champhony the banking sector before the cleanup. As an obvious you feel, you know, I was say we feel not at the same.
Yes.
As someone who say obey. Who say that banking sector years ago. 2000 no.
Yeah.
Back a crack na we say okay banking sector in those days Ubeko banking I'm saying a lot of issues. In 1980s and 90s, we had a reputational damage in the banking sector.
Okay.
Before take you over 2000, change the kakra and a Bank of Ghana ma universal banking license. I just said, "Sir, your bank now, what you want so you are Greek, or your housing, or your way. One knows no me ejuma. Ubia and Kubia field. A Greek for a Greek sector.
Okay,
ADB.
Banks for works and construction.
Or loans for building. But Sahara lands is universal banking lands by just Ubia to Kubia field.
Okay.
Ejuma. To which bank sector ni grow ye. If in Nigeria, banks in Nigeria be very by the GM Bank, I be saying GT.
Guarantee trust.
And we had a very good time in those days.
Early 2000s, no?
In 2000s.
Okay.
Very good. Now, the next one. It's also a time before banking sector and the crisis in BC. So, a number of banks in Ghana, there are 34 licensed banks in Ghana as at that time. Total assets, Padiana banks, where banks in almost about 81.1 billion. Million, yes. Loan portfolio, loans soon come on the amount. About 35 in 2016. Non-performing loan of from Kakra. And the capital adequacy ratios and also no was so. So this gives an indication about the period that you be real my crisis in the buy.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Let me say we can phone Kakra about number of banks.
Number of banks that were Ghana.
1997. All the way. There are 15 banks.
Okay.
Ekonanima could do 37 banks.
As at 2017.
2017. To hear an increment, Kakra. Now, the next one. We say, we count about number of branches of banks in Ghana then. 1997, 245. Ever 2016 is 1,565.
Wow.
Next one, the number of foreign banks are now then as against local banks.
Okay. In terms of percentages.
In terms of percentages.
Okay.
In the church, as at 2016, there are 51%.
Foreign.
Just say over 100, even 51, foreign banks.
Yeah.
Because we share 2016 now, universal banking licenses, for time, banks be very by. Skakes will be room. Did not call you at that time. Now the next one, now me try Kasafa. Somewhere that this day, Ghana for me say na enye delivery, but the Afanisa, because then the Minister of Bank of Ghana, BOG governor.
Yeah.
Hold on, here no the two January 4,
2019.
Hana or declare.
Was it in short? The financial system had reached a tipping point, and we could not have assumed business as usual. Tipping point is a buagu from Kranana. The Bank of Ghana therefore embarked on a comprehensive reform agenda with the objective of cleaning up the sector and strengthening the regulatory and supervisory framework for a more resilient banking sector. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an eventful last 20 months during which the Bank of Ghana has had to take tough but necessary bold steps to clean up the banking sector and to reposition it to support the economic growth and transformation agenda for Ghana. Okay, it's where Dr. Ernest Addison and the Kasai.
Hana collapse, no.
Started.
If we started 2017, but I was a tipping point. Now, Okan Sassy, no call the next one. I want to reactions, the masses, Ghanaians. Your reaction. Until who said, Obika said, if we pick away from various angles of comments, people are making the media space. Your good banks in the year, we said, don't mind them. I know watching on. Those banks have been winning awards. Go to Obekai. The best bank. 2015. This, that.
Come officer, I was on Kwano, my dear decorative.
Also, where were the chartered bankers and accountants? Banks, someone employ a lot of auditing firm companies.
No, good question.
How many professionals on the board? Question if you say, obviously they squeeze every peso out of us to make big profits. And the last part, obviously jail them for causing financial loss to deposits as well as institutions. Now, your last comment, and obviously as for this, politics day inside.
Politics day inside.
There's something in the soup. Reactions. Now, a be that time. Now, you share impact. So I clean up nearby.
Okay.
You lose almost back over 10 banks. They close you. Close 10 banks. Job losses. Almost about 3,000 employees lost their job. We are able to quantify the emotional ones we can't quantify. Me say my friend Aji Okokolebu Kochuni Moja. Ebi ekano. No de etiano 400 Ghana cedi. No de bafie have a man collateral journey. We ain't mean quantify the impact, the emotional, the torture. Into your casa banking sector clean up now. Hey, serious. Yeah. Ananya. The vaniscent all these years. Financial cost. Abani had to inject 21 billion Ghana cedi to the cleanup. When you're banking in one sector, where the entire financial sector, which includes the stock exchange, which includes the other companies, falling under the financial sector. All those ones in your team. You won't figure because I figure can say na bank question no. Where the entire financial sector.
Now banks no, they needed only 9 million. Why do you spend 21 billion? Okay. Why do you spend 21 billion?
The service and loans to account.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tell me that's our question.
Non-performing loans cost very. May share the impact as I did buy. Now, you miss us then at the buy the next one. Mr. Honey, when you come on, if you have
okay,
you pick it up. Around this period, no, and we said 2012, 2012. And we said now, you will no can call you a man exchange rates. I said for Nina Konya impact. Governance challenges, we have read no weaken the financial sector's provisions and regulations. Honor bank balance sheet as a title to and your man koyi. You almost say, or the China chance of one me bono. Then they start here to talk one about parking.
The Chinese they stop a war. And back then the prof has a question back on the same. Red to the word down. Governance challenges weaken financial sector supervision and regulation. Banks' balances deteriorated with large non-performing loans and significant capital way back 2012. By that time, you when I year Eddie who say year one and I fear na yashi books money we say started that time. No,
good. I feel the next one.
Okay,
I better answer this.
Okay.
There was a report in the next one. Here's our report.
The Asset Quality Review Report 2015. Okay.
So we a good administration behind the data divide. To go why?
Okay.
Why administration?
Wait, so 2015. Send your John Mahama. 2015. Yes. One day president. Yes. Okay.
So historians are.
Okay.
So I report we Governor Bank of Ghana Koye your free big exercise. Review the quality asset of all banks in Ghana.
Okay.
2015. Our report pointed out say 10 banks. I would say they were undercapitalized. The clean up now is starting.
And the prof we a report on in 2015.
Good.
And by say 10 banks there undercapitalized.
Pro.
Intinity said now I said your license way back 2015. Okay.
See then you clean up now. See
be a political will. It be a Bank of Ghana ka some bay. And a bank is some company. Likely.
It is almost say I did hard when they say your free bank run and a bank panic. Bank panic nature say me call bank A. Now me say be you sika. So cobra ne sika ni ho. Oh sir, my coffee. My friend kosia. Me call bank say me call you sika. I say me come run. Oh sir, me come me bank. On cost bank no. That's a bank run. The panic will lead to a run. So people will start going to various banks to go and withdraw.
Abrawan Tiasi.
In this sab issue no see 2 banks. Not 10 people na tea no munina call those 10 banks and then they visit bank and say.
It's a bank sector na ekugu. Banks ni obi abe ni sika. Ama musika ni na asa.
Enti for now say blame mom say. Say assemsi I am a say we find solutions. They we don't blame. Also we are. Then you can blame. Enti 10 banks were capitalized. And a bank when almost failed, they I mean, they see whether legal issues say you're in cleaner. Because pointing out said 10 banks, they were undercapitalized, liquidity wise, then we shall clean them. We waited. Into Bashar, or say the several owners management conf report on the CCA a movie. Into 2017. Bani take over no and also extend the FMV emergency liquidity assistance.
Okay.
Me share say until enya hwa na okrake whip.
The BB by
so the new administration no mom kakra say yen hwe yema mumre. Until no be kasa na ya mumre. Ade 20 the report to yen started 2015. I bet that's somewhere 2014 or so, all the way and son every
2015 years.
It should not start a long time. Now, shall report now. One or say these owners or CEOs, related executive and non-executive directors were largely responsible for credit extension and consistently breach related party transaction limits. We'll take you one after the other. Poor banking practices coupled with weak supervision as well. Then revocation of 2 banks at the and say place under TMO America.
Yeah.
Now reports let me say your question be saying is call the next one. 10 banks in it.
Okay. 10 affected banks. So I report we need to know probably from the 2015 report no one. Okay.
And the point here I say
some banks really in fact as much warm.
Omunisika.
UT Bank, Capital Bank, Unibank.
Yeah, the TO.
Okay, it's UT Bank established in 1995 and irrevocable license on August 14, 2017. Okay. Capital Bank is also 2009. Irrevocable license on August 14, 2017. Toronto no unyamre. Unibank in 1997 and the revoking the no 2018. GN Bank yet in 2014 revoking the no 2019. Royal Bank established in 2011 revoking the no 2018.
Okay. The God option in the one unique be a woman in local banks.
Yeah, local banks.
Very say your local banks so because ugunina. It's an say employ a lot of people.
Yes.
But them di can say one tacky way. I said cancer. Actually, now one can't say a honor in fear and tackle side issue now. Over spread it to the entire body. Because they're cancerous. Into yen certain first. You say and spread it to the other areas of the financial sector. Into 10 banks in it. But you form 3. It's an example say who you can crab for discussion today. Other ones later we can talk about. Into yen first one. Now the question is say and then you delay in this report. The next slide.
Okay.
Why did you delay? You need answer.
Hey, Prof. Wampa.
We need answer. Go down. I just maybe what are legal issues? So one who said 10 bands in Korea. I don't know. Say 2015.
Now, is it also possible say if at that time no more so automatic remedial BSA bia omba wa mo abramu invoke license na ka etimeja na aso na ebi omu yi bibi sa
enti ye boso bonso ani ahwe ni ye no be clean ni e no ye ni ye ana ni okohu se nyi ye a o senka oye hujuma no wandi ena na oboso bo ana
okay
eno na come say come
relevant.
Next one, let me say my first one.
It's a movement.
The first specific issues per each of the bank.
Okay.
Capital and a UT. Report no. Actually said there was severe impairment. Impairment no. Oh yeah, did them one loan. Loans no the money I was so we be this one year. Madam said, "Cause can now they come on us for loan." Obi na demand for deposit. Te corner ma I was in the BC home. If you me bank me income, I just say me 20 alone onya kana vegina. You have specific offenses to the two banks. We know on the same day the John Lances. The same time do my boom. Non-separation of activities of banks from those of their holding companies. So this is a question. Owners becoming liabilities to themselves. Specific. Don't know, so you're so Montessori until no wait me.
And you're on boy, you're Montessori, matters of Uganda, and I'm calling. Better than Montessori Crampo.
You call Ellie.
I make us me Quarisica crown. Say LA local authority and I receive mechanic.
It's a good Chris.
Crack. Me that's a power. Me that's so proud to that in Peter dear. Specific offenses no was a one non-separation of the activities of the banks from those of their holding companies. Hey, it's bank no. And you ma wo mo ye dwa moody. Any owners no so job moody separate from the bank no. Omo kan yi na fry. This can ya back.
Excessively high executive compensation schemes.
Executive compensation schemes. Na je say akatua and
owners na nkaza. Yeah, executives don't will get compensations.
Akese bosome edebe yi first say clothing allowance car we akese
gifts.
Acceptance of gifts from the bank by non-executive directors of the banks.
The non-executive director, your executive directors and none, they are not supposed to receive those things. Conflict of interest, credit management principles and procedures, third-party related parties.
Okay. Hey, paso bane kwa so kakra na bichimna jato.
board meetings were
irregular.
Now, board you take long-term decisions. It's a board name share. You better take a long-term decision for the company.
So on the side, say them on one board, no. So that say them out, you take a decision.
Last one is so interesting.
Heavily borrowing from high net worth individuals at very high cost.
Almost can you loan interest capital and if you have interest na the more very high net worth as a phone as a phone. You could just size capital into the bank to run, but scanner your kojabana. The cost is so high.
Proper had teach which means omutimi bank need to make a free or the full be ho. No more that bank no. Someone the be juma. Individual person or the baby no. Fasi be akwaje fasi 15 million Ghana cedis. E wo Peter ho. Peter that way dey.
Na me interest.
Na wo jigum.
Of course.
It Peter me 15 million Ghana cedis ye fasi bank no ma. Ni a man interest rate of the fasi be 15%.
Huge.
Hey. Wow.
When you are the Bank of Ghana report na.
Obehwe kwa so say omwana fufuo. Omwana fufuo sikafo.
You for be related party. It's the lawyers Bekyere. Bank of Ghana running. There's an act. Make go to Act 930, Section 660 something. Your limiter. It was a related transaction. So mean or companies, sister companies. Malone, your limit. I was them out. They breach all limits. No review. Inco committee. Inco approvals. And on a major challenge. Now got the next one. Apart from all this a year, Makano, with the figures and sort of 2 whole year. Now I have also who say even in rankings for UT 2011 all the way. Now I say if you have a friend, very red no, because my ranking we indicate and make one some time ago. So I say
last week no, yes.
Kuya and more than where the was we need this. Maybe around go here asset quality. You me your number of banks. You have 2014.
It's a movement stronger than appetite.
In Ghana. We sat on a UT or also 20. So this was right. It is on Koyi.
It's no worry that.
Good. Share the next one, 26 out of 28. With this indicator, liquidity na account. Next one, profitability. 23 out of 28.
Position no. So those are the back of phone bill no.
Actually, over the period, I say every rasa. After 2015, 16, after reporting in your we see 2014.
How do you see it?
Because filing of returns, financial reporting for these banks, and back.
Then I just said, Prof. They said there was a system failure.
That is a challenge. That was a challenge.
So checks and balances be a ma.
At 1 a year, mass I did buy.
Hey. I first one work on Tabim.
Because we're
2014.
Financial statement.
Maybe some question back. Now, Bank of Ghana, any Emrebia or no Ankasabi to me, I saw more the J. Sa report na
Bank of Ghana womra. But then come report when say reporting or filing of returns and or city or reporting.
Okay. And also what's how you did the man no ye did. You.
Look at the next one. We share the other company we boss no. That is also Capital Bank. The same trend. Look at the next one. Now, because of figure loss in TV, I for wait GM Bank on a specific offense leading.
Okay. But before I be called some offenses we no. One more na a true self of mobile your money. One analysis and free him.
A quality asset quality report on fear.
Okay.
Captured in 2015.
Okay.
I wasn't common reporting.
Okay.
To where online you can get the report.
GN Bank for the was it GN Bank was unable to meet the new minimum capital of $80 million that became effective January 2019. Dollars and as Ghana.
Ghana was 400 something.
That's true.
So in its dollar equivalent.
Dollar terms, okay.
So say since capital na dey here bank no. Banks in they should also new minimum capital requirement. It started from 60 million, about 120 400. So bank na say now nyoma cost of mining no. Because only capital only loans. Say mining company and oil company per loan from a banker. I just can't bank bear 3 abom and someone must have mining company sika.
Yeah.
So they are more increase musika mo dey ejuma mujetri. No more 2019. But oh share time I did last mama. Your mom say up to June 30, 2019, someone yes I did GN Bank. To be I said your man no so untimi yasa iskawe.
Aye, okay.
And your car so untimi dia and your reclassification.
In fact, one put you in that request.
What? So me yasa iskan.
In fact, there's correspondence. Say says Kana was wunyan one car say any more downgrade me.
Now me go back to
yes.
Savings and loans.
Savings and loans.
Because I want them now can mean to me.
Mean to me, yes.
And on TSS, okay. Your amount up to this day.
30th June 2019.
So for me it is a requirement. From that time no more crack a whip no. Time being 16th August 2019. See, I'm running na me nim rekwana ohia bebre. Because that bank and Crawford them skakoto.
Proper say GF was say wow premiers bibiano. I say wunya wa sports stadium. House of focus so omunya. Enti ema omomre. Ya muso munya muso sadia. House of focus was say GF. And the Munyan Free Premier League. Has also then some way on by this year.
Also, the Oko United when we are.
Oh, as I said, mine. The matter of say, I don't buy me bonus hono.
Maybe team no not.
Oh, that it make us like to go for bobo a piano mutigu yeso. Enti Ebru was say I'm satisfied the moon team no muso sa dia Munyan Free Premier League. Na mo fianko Division 1 League. Na Division 1 League die e hu hia se be sports stadium e beta boy ball no e wo University Park so ene e de mo call Division 1 League University Park mo ko fa man so a ye no so a wo man ene be ko third division so ni ho e de sa de ne mo fa last man ye e ya sa de ye me das
because lances ni inform more self akoshe them ya the more self ya juma in fact Gordon make say yes go away. Say your mom license say fire run a program. I mean so program na edempo.
MABC.
Ne o nya first class. MABC. See say run a sub program. Your mom re. Within 3 years. GTech. Oma Sam men say fire run.
Yeah.
Uvia. I was so open renewal. In fact, you can't run a program after 3 years. It's illegal to run that program when it has expired.
Okay. I just renew mom.
I do renew. So call person chi school bia or Hana go ahead accreditation document or the runs our program. Say a choma untimi run.
Untimi.
Also but I'm read that one say answer 3 years no so train my years and so soon answer no apply. It's a wrong there one say 1 year before a best fine. I also apply that person renew.
Not just some serious institution.
Sana adwuma bia wo ye a o regulator no enyo na dictate to the regulator regulator also chiro ne also wo ye because na be bo mine the serious offense onya and say o say GN was insolvent insolvent so chasing it's a long term ni sika koto ha mintimi nya misika e ka odeme no ontimi ntie in the long term among the other things go down your also courses no and been two key issues.
Okay, it was the overdraft and other credit facilities it had extended to its related parties under circumstances that violated relevant prudential rules. Overdraft and other credit facilities it had extended to its related parties under circumstances that violated relevant prudential rules. Prof, na me kind IB Nansinya 2 weeks ago about establishing new businesses. And almost say if you are seeing now, you say new businesses are established by existing businesses. It's almost about 80% of new businesses, and then also be a shop you a baby. Now, even back on or business can see the way that and obviously our shop we. It's almost a new business. 80% of them are established by already established businesses. You know, so they make a better here. Enti yes, when we bemu no say, and the bakona oba be GN Bank no. Before be GN Bank no hotels, no way. Enti afa die be the hotel na start challenges be no a pompis ka kogu. Good. No a pompis there say media. There media. But what you say business be am register independently of each other.
We don't want your first class ever have me.
Yeah, but I mean you.
What's your related parties? It's got no example for their money. Bank of Ghana shall say, men be company.
It's a movement stronger than
Okay.
appetite.
And a company ben out betting bank now they are betting on shell. Who bet will pin thousands. But answer now be my old bank when me see their come out company now also nim no. And she share. How no violate. She say the act tells you say you can give about 25% or so to that company. Nim no.
And man wo.
Now who boom raso and right head me chomo traffic lights. We want police do it. All right. Enti who say or say rated transaction were not on it. Go on the next one now. And we say my father the same example I'm there, you know. The same thing.
Yeah,
but $100
in
till we on the next one. Now share the party transaction, the next one. These were the party transactions. Companies are Scanneco Como.
Okay. It's UT Bank. Details of related parties. It's UT Bank. Prescofia Mwabing. And transactions from Yama companies say you Mwadia. Was saying UT Bank Limited, Graphic Online 2017. UT Bank was a subsidiary of UT Holdings Limited, which owned the following subsidiaries. In addition, UT Bank Limited, UT Logistics Limited, UT Properties Limited, UT Collections Limited, UT Private Security Limited, Gateway Wealth Management Limited, UT Life Insurance Company Limited, UT Financial Services Nigeria Limited, that's Loans and Lease Financial Solutions. Pastor Pakoso Kakame. Okay, UT ma and the bush for
Uncle back.
Pastor come back. Come back. Ko UT Hono. The Capital Bank. Okay.
Also, we na my lines now already or this kind of we not the amount we never. But my figures of each and a percentage are no the mom on amber.
Okay.
But it tells you companies are no word related transactions na
Okay.
Any. You call the capital.
Yes.
We will speak Graphic Online 2017. Companies, almost 14 companies for capital.
Okay. Eti Capital Bank DNA. Ocean Spring Mineral Water Limited. Bretland Services Limited. Jinyame Realty Limited. Capital and More Company Limited. You didn't mean baby. Capital and More
Oh, okay.
Ascent Financial Services Limited. Life Assurance Limited. Capital Africa Group Limited. And then also the founder was also said to have business interest in the following. Yes, Nordia Capital Limited, true. Commerce Savings and Loans Limited, Sovereign Bank Limited, now defunct. You know, no credit. And Asian Swiss International Capital Holders Limited. So if any at Asian and was at Asian Swiss. And then First Capital Plus, you know, Zimbabwe, Jinyame Resources, and then Bill Minerals Limited, LLC, you know, Zimbabwe.
Over here, Sovereign Bank, and I was neck and a collapse.
A collapse.
Good.
Now, Prof said, Sovereign Bank, you say the Gungo, dear no. Sovereign Bank, then you say the Gungo. Now, Prof, me war further better particulars. There be no year, you didn't.
Heritage.
Sovereign Bank, they are large in Indiana. Yes, Sovereign Bank, they are large. So, large were free. Prof, me war further better particulars be. Sika, I could call some of these related companies. Me what South figures no. Some with the academic exercise now ni ye. Until when they do see a boba na ya jaw kan first and side abeye.
Now say mineral resources be whatsoever.
Bill Minerals LLC Zimbabwe.
Until there are laws such as don't mean deposited money into other mining, construction related transactions.
Oh, how?
Because these are capital intensive.
Are you adding?
So how do you collect funds from people deposited 1 year, 2 years? Then you move into a capital intensive project. Some do you have to sell the property before? There are laws. Osha GN Bank, related companies.
Yanko. Is that about okay, GN Bank, details of related parties. GN Reinsurance Company Limited, GN Savings Bank, GN Life Assurance Company Limited, Bedrock Insurance Limited, Group Indium Limited, Quotech Company Limited, Fresh Park Company Limited, GN Power Company Limited, Andela Africa, GN Concrete, GN Quarry, GN Printing, GN Electronics, GN Logistics, GN Farms, Your Properties, Sterling Protection Service Limited, EPPL Company, Digicat and Advertising, Pent Trust, Gold Coast Brokerage, Gold Coast Holdings, Gold Coast Advisors, Gold Coast Fund Management, Monica York School, Indian School of Business and Technology, ATV Broadcasting, GNTV, OC1 TV, Sunshine FM, Sunshine FM, Suhi Pieli FM, Sufi Pieli, and Ukumude one ya yende. Kasaprekon FM, Hejole FM, Good Life FM, Easy FM, NJ FM, Pupilum FM, Popel FM, Sikapa FM, or Chairman FM, Adwempa FM, Today Newspaper, Coconut Group Hotels, Elmina Sharks FC, Sea Lion FC, Gold Coast Fund Management. Nana Bakubi, a can Spike Lee as a ding. Naba could be say, well, that by even if Spike Lee near us account. Anyway, and the way details of related parties of GN Bank. Yeah, a Hanwa Nesikano, Efa, Uraha, Uraha, without any checks and balances. You, Prophet to them to us.
Oh, inti we could find celebrate. Now, make us say, and you're wrong. Say, Ubeti company,
yes,
it's nothing wrong.
So, Betty Brandon on quantity.
Hey, good. Now, the next one. Let me share Act and Ankanwasem. This is the Act. Section 62.1 provides that. Go on. A specialized deposit taking institution, SDI, shall not take financial exposure in respect of a person or group of connected persons which constitute in aggregate a liability amount to more than 25% of net owned funds of that bank. That's a law. Enti bibia o yebia no shemrase. Sa ofumra na and nobody. Na ye can't sense up on tia na ya can ye because someone shame rana they be from. But rather go out and make a case. Na ya kika guma. The last one, let me say, that talks about my take.
Okay.
Because the bank, God let me say with my akosome.
The Bank of Ghana's delayed intervention allowed financial malpractices to go unchecked for too long, exacerbating crisis. The crisis led to a significant erosion of public trust in the banking sector, demonstrating the long-term impact of financial instability on public confidence.
Go on. So owners of UT, Capital, GN Bank, to be blamed for their own woes suffered by the banks. Until one I was blaming her, then I wasn't coming. Because they delay report implementation. Your implementer could you have saved the situation as at that time. Go on. These are the few things I would say on the banking crisis. The conclusion I'm going to say, you delay far too long. A delay. So we allow the financial malpractice to go on unchecked far too long in the course of this crisis.
Prof, wait here. You have been very diplomatic. Very, very diplomatic. To the because we are changing it. You stick to the upi bukuma. Yeah, the to the beer. You were PhD in divinity. Proud to that. No, it mission patata kremu who never be a course we actually. Na sa wo hwenko for pana real estate adanya ombodi sika kwato toye kwato nkofo nsase esisi adan high end a year nkofo ntiminto na 3 weeks no wonna busafo obokwa ha kodi holidays wa ha na mehwe ene mehwe papa kwesi indumwa na wonna mabontin wonye bone da me who bonnet me near bonnet.
A nightclub in Dubai, Eba.
Yes.
No, the man catch our hanka.
One capture.
So called the cow.
Say that was only this year. Jaw Panya. They would have jail Panya up a comedy. Now, Prof, and your man for I jaw Ghana. And your man and for your Ghana. Now, Majidis, you bedrew citizen coffee. You better go fiam wa de so last bi uko go fiam wa de na uko UT ana last we read quotation bi wa ha na ma wipo ma se de kofi yi ko please go fiam wa be na agi tu mu se na ade na atete pass I want to read. Okay.
Oh, you read that?
You see? Oh.
To Boansa.
Oh, I'll be interested to know.
Oh, yeah, everybody nyina. Eti prof. O question no, but my prof last you know emra. Prof take on adie no baby aba bedru no. Na we ni two you na we express here. We say the Bank of Ghana delayed intervention.
No, 3.
3. Okay.
If it's our first question, why the delay?
Okay.
In the implementation.
Yeah, no we answer no.
Good. This will be my take.
The Bank of Ghana's delayed intervention allowed financial malpractices to go unchecked for too long, exacerbating the crisis. And then the crisis led to a significant erosion of public trust in the banking sector, demonstrating the long-term impact of financial instability, public confidence. Prof. Pacho, Sisubi Mami. Now, Mutie no, or Mun and Tia, what's it say?
Mr. Usha and even banking course at school. A CAV and a SWAT. In Columbus on their banking course view. The banking and finance courses. Parents person because it was a negative impact in the even our enrollment.
Our banking?
Yes.
So
check all the schools. I have banking banking and finance programs.
No, my first time for banking and finance, and marketing, banking and finance, and marketing.
Good. That's what it.
Wow.
Because parents teach us same way. I'm never say uncle see us banking the course me because Crawford on is can in a banking sector and inquiry. And I'm doing take up. I say the first one, coming to me answer why that report was not implemented as a 2015.
But
and can implement here, you be save it and I save it.
Okay, but question, Prof, to the views why busa question be now was a hypothesis. The question we now we busa no. Would you said and what said they be intina delay because ordinarily Bank of Ghana purely technocrats as a community decisions be. Would you say they be into one antique?
God no, proud to that.
How's the guess, man?
Well, a previous administration decision, because it was purely under Obi administration, was important. Say that administrator, as at that time, also implemented. And my any legal issue say you implement here the assembly about my no, me who bisa. And the question may be sir, but we can give some hypothesis and find out. Yes. Say, okay, this could be the reason, or that could be the reason. For me, what purely administrative issues of the then administration. It could be the central bank because policy behind travel over a period of years. In that into mind, and that could be my reason. And because they delayed in the intervention, you intervene here. And as an administration is over new MPP administration. So why implement this one? But now the banking sector away.
The one I'll be answering. It can be good
now. Because I'm my visa bank running. It is our 10 banks in the Mamu Tramwa Kusia. In Kenneth 23 banks. Second answer, I say. But who say Okreti CVG?
Yes.
To be able to absorb a lot of the same staff from other institutions.
Yes.
And maybe saw a question the last time at that station said, Osha crisis ne see na say wanye bibi anfa ho a bana me ka bank sector ka agu
say ka bank clean up business na bank ka banking sector the ekibini ho.
So about we rescued the banking sector.
With the banking sector clean up.
I can say authority.
Wow.
To one cleaner.
What about the also starting intro kwano who be so far job losses? It will because and conform we adwuma ye yomadi. Inti so far say you pay the and your bano a collapse adwuma. Your balance and saying.
Well, say nipa be 3,000 plus e kan ho asem. Ni abane absorb ye through CVG. Na more than this.
Okay.
So some of them could be drivers, some of them could be other people. Let me say a buyer, they were involved in those transactions until they had to cut them off. Went in some to other banks to come and work.
Okay.
Those could be those ones. But in terms of the employment, the bank's government absorb a majority of them through the CBG because CBG comprises the Unibank, the which bank, Beige. All those banks that put them together.
So you can
yeah. Also we bring enough. All right. Until you can say job losses are near rescue nearby and it saved more than the impact in your buy. Yeah, allow the money continue. Banking sector holds integral plays a major role in an economy. So banking sector failure. Nothing. What do you mean in the economy? Because everything from financial intermediation, maybe amount. Until will you allow this to go on unchecked? And I'll be checking. See, go on.
Wow. Professor Isaac Body and Martin and Canon were ye dean Faculty of Accounting and Finance, UPSC, and Martin and Casse were there. we academic exercise on why CB friend is saying banks no Bank of Ghana for edge on lines be free buy on be drew hanamo. Yeah, as far back as 2015 crampo not just say abana who say banks now or more yanchi is a more olympic rather dada in T senka abani boot 2015 na and can me do baby edri Peter
Godon unim say
family flask mami it's on baga
Ajuma Professor Body aye senya wo na we invite in man bet na ha beto ne bo ase chichire mu ma amanfo ama ntiase aba anka aban na akura mpo na ye bo mu sombo no e no ma ya fa ho obe kai se edu ba
aba we dey see what you kwan you
edu bi Professor Bob Watin accusation or the ma kojo upon kroman o kai se Bank of Ghana through print pack ikushia ododoa
yes
ema omu ko bibie no ma bia ni su kakra kire to the extent that some of the banks no ebi kura no mo two accounts
yes
omo different account of the Bank of Ghana and a different account
that be use appropriate in financial statement
no
first class
well me nyane say mami hwehuna no in fact many people call sad you could see adi
yes
I will do
yes
Bank of Ghana for and facilitate and I bring for me a coin weekend you could see adi of banking sector no Bank of Ghana for catch say banks ni bo hono ma omo prepare two different financial statements the Bank of Ghana for a bar no more the a healthy one no fair no actually wo enti uko computer so krompa eso ma partition computer no enti we wa ha na omo real managers no so do win the actual state of the bank yes
na sansem akoko eso nyina so say ato esien eko Metro TV
ko bompaye
ko bo abamu mpanifo bi sombo bone a omo pese omo to ne bang ne nyama
cartons live television
no say na obi anya na adwene kra say or take action even against him what you say enime no ne ekoso adwuma agu ne president mama so ba odo mo license mo enra Dr. Indum okosra president Mahama okosra na o se o de betu nanim yakopon bo na se onyakonya na watese so odo mo license be mo no onhwe GN bank nso on form license nye de mo na ogidie se na dwen se abamu mpanifo bi etan no politically ntino mje ne license ma na dwuma eguye enye onu nko na akasa Kofi Amoaben akasa in fact it is Kofi onu so recently but a bra problem ne bae no omo kasaye ene omo ene nsema omo kan so nsi wo mpa na wonim so wo to boa so hwe na wutieti a adwuma prof nsema wa beka no ni nyina confirmation wo hwe me wo letter bi memo internal memo 2014 internal memo ana Ora John Kofi Mensah no ye no that UT first capital bank ano Asian Mo Bank no
yes
sa internal memo no or Troy no August 11 2014 no do come yes or they can say urgent action to salvage the reputation and fortunes of First Capital Plus Bank 2014 no August 11 no una call Montessori me kind bro for na wachi ni tu amame I write to reiterate my concerns and request for the board to act with expedition and take drastic and urgent steps to resolve the seemingly intractable problems that have bedeviled and continue to dog the growth and our effort to stand the bank on its feet to date. We have discussed these issues at length, but we do not seem to have made any significant progress, as exemplified by the fact. As the CEO, coupled with my interest as a shareholder of the bank, I wish to set the ball rolling by shaking myself out of the self-imposed slumber that we all find ourselves. I think that I cannot do less than be in the forefront and spearhead the effort to grow the bank and move it to the next level, to the path of joining the ranks of the foremost financial institutions in the country. From my perspective, the issues that require urgent action appear to be: one, our inability to establish offshore counterparty relationships due to issues with shareholders' credibility. Two, unresolved capitalization issues. Three, the increasing interest expense and general cost of doing business. This has been the bane of the bank for some time now. That while management is embarking on a desperate and aggressive deposit mobilization to shore up the liquidity to cover up holes in the balance sheet, it is resulting in increased interest expense and general cost to us. The Prof. Can 17. For the above and other reasons, I hereby outline the following urgent steps that the board ought to ensure to save the bank from further casualties. And he outlined a number of ones. Said, first, proper capitalization of the bank, since deposit with other banks is not backed by actual liquidity. Decision board must be implemented without further delay. I regret to mention that unless we act ourselves, and so with all the promptitude that it deserves, things may go out of hand, including the possibility that the Bank of Ghana may step in, by which time it will be too late for us to make excuses, with all of us risking sanctions. Though I fervently hope that we act with expedition and seriousness to avoid that possibility. Accordingly, I think that we are all sitting on a time bomb and cannot afford to spend too much time in drawing a roadmap based on the proposals outlined here. I would think that we should be able to accomplish this assignment within 3 weeks from now. Of course, the board's acceptance or otherwise of my proposal will go a long way to assist my interpretation of the board's willingness to share in my vision for the bank and its customers at large. I will certainly interpret that as a vote of no confidence in my ability to steer the bank to its destination with your respective backing and cooperation. This is the then MD of First Capital Bank, Mr. Joseph Kofi Mensah, in August 11, 2014. Now, when him say and what you know or resigning because Omanya Honfe.
Rollins time no. Kutu e champion.
Yes.
A FIFA toilet. Ekuma jiro kutu e champion.
Yes.
So man pe bibia nye ba bekum wo kai.
Me say Rollins time rambo before cool no. Is it Limana na obi akra. Na me say obi trope bi command say it was intentional memo say to Rollins Liman say ni mo bi e koso man hwe no man address ya. Ba betu no. Also Jerry of free won't be.
Every father trust akata ne command kutu e champion say. Wo hwed ne ma Rollins ye. O man pe ba bia amfa nye bibia. One day omoti ho na be foma ko mu tu say tojo.
Yes.
We read letter win.
Yes.
Na ayem bibi. Sa picture na sa ba me.
Yes, this is August 2014.
Can you repeat the date?
Yes.
August 11, 2014. Sabre
report.
Yes. Oh, in fact,
okay, before the Prof the banner 2015.
Yes.
But even before that quality report go ban. Now one case say internal you say no.
Okay, in fact, okay do be our team. I mean can we can or say team. Or say the client call has assumed some urgency due in part to the attempt by the Bank of Ghana to pass into law Depositor Protection Bill and the Deposit Taking Institution Bill, which will, among others, oblige every director of the bank to report to the Bank of Ghana if he has reason to believe that the bank of which he is a director cannot meet its obligations or face criminal sanctions. It no so say bill ne ba na so omo a report to Bank of Ghana omo nyina ho be kire omo enti omo hwe na omo solve problem no way back 2014 no now kind state of
sorry pa penu bia send me letter no portion sisi a
I'll take that later.
yes me say me catch we say ye nema ye wo no we academic you stick to academic yi by the divinity you know
Football.
what say everybody say I feel greatly disturbed about the future after your government. I have heard from certain quarters of the CPP threats which they will execute after 1979 in order to discourage the military from staging coups in the future. How about if they line us all up and shoot us one by one? Then they will disband the Ghana army. But I do not certainly want to be arrested. Giving some sort of every fan no. Let's not make I know. In order to discourage the military from staging coups in the future, how about if they line us all up and shoot us one by one? Then they will disband the Ghana army. But I do not still want to be arrested, giving some sort of trial and shot. There are many genuine fears. All members and what to us. We and the way we show you know. We did not working can. Pepe. He foresaw said danger was ahead. Yes. Now man be being temwa asembisi asemnanzi.
2016 State of the Nation address. Godon.
Yes.
2016 State of the Nation address. Yes. President Mahama Kanye. February 25th. Page 1264. But you can correct him. Say hands are no. You can't stanza. So stanza 1264.
Correct me. It doesn't start. You say him book me the stanza.
Ah well. Me say me can page. Yeah, me take a page. I know from the page.
Free you should pay.
President Mahama Kasam on microfinance and banking sector. Sensem. Satamna DKM Abasopa. Tie. Mr. Speaker. Over the past 5 years, there has been a proliferation of microfinance companies. Then interruption. Hey. Mr. Speaker, this 2016, okay. 2016 February, in the State of the Nation address, he was talking about microfinance. That's DKM Abe. Sorry, pa manfusi cash any other. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of this House who passed the Bank of Ghana Act know these microfinance companies come under the direct supervision of the Bank of Ghana. Then there were interruptions. Unfortunately, lack of effective supervision on the part of the central bank has resulted in many cases. And somebody said, then fire him. Said, you cannot fire the governor of the Bank of Ghana.
Mahama,
you know that is President Mahama. You passed the Bank of Ghana now. Continuing. No. Unfortunately, lack of effective supervision on the part of central bank has resulted in many cases in which microfinance companies licensed by the Bank of Ghana who have breached the rules and created supposed pyramid schemes that have eventually come crashing down. President Mahama.
Okay.
Then there were uproar. I am aware that the Bank of Ghana has commenced liquidation proceedings in respect to DKM and other financial institutions. I believe that this process should be part of the comprehensive package that looks at the protection of the livelihood of especially small depositors without rewarding the reckless conduct of the microfinance institutions, in this case, for example, DKM.
Reckless conduct?
Yes.
John Muhammad.
Some of the financial institutions reckless.
Oh, that is government.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This object,
very rich.
The object of this exercise should be looked at reimbursing legitimate customers of their original deposit amount and not the Alice in Wonderland profit that they hope to acquire. Now, Mr. Speaker, this August House.
But about sentence about Alice in Wonderland, no?
Alice in Wonderland. I said the object of this exercise, that is reimbursing a deposited funds, should be looked at reimbursing legitimate customers of their original deposit amount and not the Alice in Wonderland profits that they hoped to acquire.
Oh, okay.
And so now also about
of the best government.
Any men's good near Adina. Alice in the Wonderland depositors.
Yeah, they said about mine is a
okay, time will tell. But Mr. Speaker, this August House has a role to play in fast-tracking the Ghana Deposit Protection Bill, which will protect small deposit funds in similar situations like this in future. So that bill is coming to you, and if you pass it in future, we will not have difficulties in our financial sector. On say Kofi Mensah CEO Oka say one should be anya bill biba end up as a mama account at the time to check them. No one here there will be criminal sanctions. And Kofi Amuankwana na capital bank one no issues. She tama ya G banks no you collapse banks no. Me wo letter B na Dr. Dufo ne bank no nominee Bank of Ghana omo back and forth omo throw letter no maya over how banking sector car ban holes ne ade ye ni na aba no na mpese me read baby na confirm the na prof kase most of the banks no normally discuss acquisition holding companies
related companies
now do for the na friend holder holdings
HOLD
yes some office will Joel Hub baby also now let away 2018 12 July where MD office no be a sneaky mommy copy on the assets
yes
as indicated in our letter dated 22nd June 2018, that is Unibank, signed by Dr. Kwabena Dufo himself, shareholder. As indicated in our letter dated 22nd June 2018, Unibank remains the beneficial ownership of the bank's assets registered in the name of holder properties. It is our view that these assets, together with the shareholders' assets, totaling 4.4 billion, shall be warehoused in a trust to be held for the bank and appropriately leveraged to raise and inject funding into the bank. Normally, a bank in this case holder properties. Into much of bank and say, okay, waba. Omo beko akoye de scanner akoto bibim trust bim baby. Na fe omo de no akore this car e de aba be share bank ni mu back.
Yes.
Given the foregoing, the shareholders have committed to provide funds amounting to 2.7 billion in assets worth 4.4 billion, totaling 7.1 billion, for far above the 4.9 billion gap indicated by your letter dated 31st May 2018. That is before Kwase BOG ebe Kwakoji Bank no match to the shareholders no say gap we na wo ho intimum kope kwan first scan the emra and no reply no mo che so apart from scanner e bi share sa holder holdings on the beba no on beside this car 2.7 be abeka ho na tie kwan mo fa so mo register scan no. The shareholders are committing these funds and assets to ensure that this will result in a well capitalized, liquid and solvent bank, and believe the official administrator, that is OA, will come up with a modality in achieving this. At this stage, we also urge the OA, that is the official administrator, to indicate to the shareholders the dynamic implications of the issues raised above and the financial condition of the bank, with specific reference to level up paid up capital and capital adequacy ratio. It is our utmost desire of it is I don't know it is in the utmost desire of the shareholders to work in collaboration with the OA by providing the necessary funding and support that will project the depositors' interest and ensure that the future prosperity of the bank. And how they are going to provide the money in America? No.
Okay.
Fund here. We are at advanced stage of our funding arrangement and fund injection into the bank. So what we want is we attach the evidence of the first tranche amount of 200 million United States dollars to be received July. This July. The shareholders remain committed to injecting another 1 billion Ghana cedis by September 2018. Evidence will be provided in due course. As per the shareholders letter dated 10th April 2018, the consortium will also try and raise additional money to share up the ADB bank and ensure that the proceeds in the Unibank is raised. This will betray. No, clear. But the bottom line is that now Omakoto ADB, Omakoto shares with ADB. And they were going to use that shares interest no. No more the share bank. Timeline on providing so. This is 2018 letter. On provided timelines on the 20 million way beba, on the way beba, on the holder holdings properties in back of trust him. On provided timelines nina or money. So
when you are Simon, I want to be so saying. I said the Peter was who read better than you. I said tell Peter I can read better than you.
And early. And Chama let us know colleague. And I let us know I am getting oh I my papa can add but the bottom line is that Dr. Dufo Cho letter come Bank of Ghana.
Yes.
Or chair kwa obefaso or this kababa be shame back. Chair sika my timeline I know so went me anya day and this so. Now ba Dr. Kofi Amoabeng
Prince Kofi Amoabeng.
Yes. Oh no. Asabni ba na no ni je ni kasai. Misro godon e wakra ba enwa bia ma menkan. We the chairman bacho titobunity e mekan ye. Ko we the e bold.
And beautiful.
I say high level of non-performing loans. Actively by some staff collapsed my bank. Kofi Amoabeng. Source GN. November 2020. High level of non-performing loans. Actively by some staff collapsed my bank. Kofi Amoabeng. Now former CEO of defunct UT Bank, Prince Kofi Amoabeng, says the high level of non-performing loans contributed significantly towards the bank's collapse. He added that the act of thievery by some staff also played a role in the bank's liquidation. Now, quotation. The
member modding.
Sir. I knew the bank was sick to the point that I had to step out for another person to step in as CEO to restructure it.
Remember background. At a point in time, Kofi Amoabeng say, "We resign from bank because maybe they be doing the wayard."
Yes, because na bank na yare.
One kasa.
That okay.
That time we resign one kasa.
Yes.
Was why you know bread. They be doing the obi abetema apaye ne company akosoro. Na semba no din chichirimu ba.
Say na bank na yare.
Bank na yare nti no resigning ye no. I
wasn't expecting the baby to die because of the brand we had created and the impact it was having on the national economy. Tio. Ask about loans given to Ibrahim Mahama, Ibrahim Mohammed Jatta Cement, and failure to pay it as some of the reasons that caused the bank for the bank, caused trouble for the bank. Yes, we advanced such a loan facility to Jatta Cement, which belonged to the former President Mohammed's brother. Our promise, on promising by the former Lieutenant Bank, is that Mr. Amoabeng.
Fabra.
Pato, chama sanya to bune kan ni nyina. Pato.
Okay, what's saying? when asked whether or not he anticipated a takeover due to the non-performing loans,
yes,
Samuel answered in the negative, saying, "I knew the baby was sick to the point that I had to step out for another person to step in as CEO to restructure it."
Yes.
Kofi Moaben say, "Na onimi say bank ne yare, woya hu hwe na yeye, etire se wo jaya dwuma no. No de mani pafoforo. So the cause bitima abe support adwana na akode ni ma. Ye no nti no jaya dwuma, no onye prepare so beja ba na bank no e ntira. I wasn't expecting the baby to die because of the brand we had created and the impact it was having on the national economy. Was it na UT Bank na ewudi wa bonten. It won you say bank ni betimi ewu say because eden ya na omama nkofo loans kakra ma Ghana economy no so koso kakra. Mr. Moaben cited loans including the ones disbursed to Ibrahim Mohammed's Jata company and failed to pay it as some of the reasons that caused trouble for bank. Was saying Kofi Moaben catch a journey for saying sikatwitwi de mo de boy Ibrahim Mohammed besia ya wantua e ka hunti na bank no e collapse ye we ABC. However, Mr. Moaben said he never regretted his decision to advance such a loan facility to Jata Cement, which belonged to former President Mohammed's brother. Our promises, no team, on promises by former President Mahama to return collateral banks to their owners if he wins the December polls, Mr. Moaben said such promises were not feasible, saying such promises are only good for the ears. On promises by former President Mahama to return collapsed banks to their owners if he wins December polls, Mr. Moaben said such promises were not feasible, saying such promises are only good for the ears. Jene fo busa Kofi Moaben say yate se Mahama nam say wo ba mo banks nyina ye collapse nyina no odobia bank ba ko was hey jano one piece bejo
yeah.
Jai one piece bejo
Because Auditum said there were problems.
Or can be a masma modeke.
Yes.
Bank de gunu die egu.
On the promises said Oba.
E fa na working kana wunhu no e we fa ma me hwe.
Kete you know.
Dabi no second one me je no. Na nya de me kan smoothly no.
Dabi jiwe.
Dabi no ba ko no. Dabi kan this.
Dabi kan we am say kan we so kind smooth.
Dabi o me che say. When na me kan smoothly no. Why were you struggling?
We no.
Kan we no don be hu adwuma me.
Okay,
yeah.
Mati aha. On the Peter do ye you say what yes.
On the promises.
So 72 possible.
On the promises say Oba or the banks in be more back no. Joe Jackson on TV3 akasa.
Okay.
On say President Mama about meet the banks no ama o ma yaje free o nsem no back na. Tido kan I'm quoting him. Or say you have got to be clear that there were a lot of challenges in the financial sector. Huge challenges. Some of the institutions were in deep trouble such that there is arguably a legitimate reason for the central bank to step in.
Joe Jackson.
Okay. Onyo bia one aban we sheda ye fine. But Ojetum say now there was serious challenge to the sense that there were no other means na bi ojibet my than to step in. So Oba be you may disagree with the process, but you cannot disagree with the premise that these institutions were in trouble.
Okay. Abusa for I had you to be read 5.9. And I was say
Kama bank in sense me buy no.
Yes.
Ora Alhassan and Dani. That no na bank Stanbic. Yes. Ono na banking association ona na say omupanyin. In fact, Mr. President Mahama Kraman post Savannah Asare-Bediako.
Yeah.
Sada.
And Sada for board chairman as I say.
Yes. And who say baby join the another See some of kind on Joy Kasai, and I'm quoting him. This cleanup has left in its wake a robust banking sector. This is after the cleanup, no. We have seen deposits grow. We have seen loans to the private sector picking up, and a lot of banking products being rolled up by various banks. So back to business and strong. Significantly, a lot has changed. The central bank has stepped up supervision, roles of regulators and monitors have all been stepped up. This is a new regime that did not previously exist, unquote. This Andani, Al-Hassan Andani, at the time, Bankers Association, head. In fact, the cleanup exercise by the supervisor is a blessing to the customer, as pulling the bank space of risky and overexposed financial institutions give the customer access to credible institutions. This is Al-Hassan Andani.
Clearly, no. You better say back to our topic. We now all them the phone me with fear or more charge you. Almost say mentum bomb. Now what throw our paper and Professor Kosiyanka was a mentum bomb. And former graphic editor, former G president, Livra runs for 30. Was a mentum bomb Peter, and Peter Tron watch. But it doesn't mean say upgrade the reading skills. So it doesn't mean you cannot upgrade. Prof, what do you
do? In fact, we are there, say, your soft and hard things. You have had with way in your mount had difficult to get this and add to your discussions. Synchrophone boom within indeed said what he said.
Yes.
Then no, I'm not challenging. These are things we need people to have known all this while. I say, Nemo Saka say Kosu Bebre ama Bebre and Tiase. But them say it's time for people almost decide the say Eversate Edi Unkomo. There will be a difficulty. Hold on, there's another debate going on in recent times about GN.
Yes.
Say GN, Royal, and Unibank. Senka Bantia contractors, no?
Yes.
In convenience card, they are running banks.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then correct.
GN is holding the government because of this.
Yeah.
And saying the court, no? Say a buying this contractors be I was on Mutia, they are obey fine. Now,
okay with the prof via.
First, I can say issues is see a pure ethical banking, unethical banking standards.
Yes.
Non-violent. Say banking, me more loan. You find you the see any answer more loan. So see who me more loan. Yes, so buy all your contractor. Sans when you promise from the government so be project A. Tell them sorry, I'm this canal at the amount. Jifa because I buy no say obeti oka.
Yes.
Inti jina koye. No. If I do that, it means I follow proper banking practices. Pure. Before I give you a loan, I was going to check it first. Your ability to pay. It's kind of the man. Wait a year, and now year. In fact, whoever is giving you the money back to pay me, a secondary issue. Your ability to pay is the first. And TFL Bank and it should be your 3 C's or 5 C's or so. Your character, your collateral, your capacity, and your money to see. So between you and ultimate. In so by example, say Sankabani Chia and Crofone Kadia and commitment to your car. It is when you are giving the loan to the person, one year proper analysis about the individual this kind of command. That's what so you are even reveal other things and anything called
due diligence been now here. But in the meantime, no. Abane can just say loan.
Ah well.
Loan no. What first is who? Unya profit I can be bring. I was for I want to read 95.9 movement television. You didn't come more. I mean call Ghana here before so say quickly. Na nipa yare. Nipa so yare so kwa kubu. Ni nyina e wo ho no mo. Then ade bre.
Yo, ansa na me de nkomo no be chance here. Me di ntia kese e ma eti foni ahwefo ni na. Se na e da edikan ya utie ya. Ghana here for ni aba studio has. Ghana Hair Therapeutics. Yen ye de Ghana Bam e buy Ghana Bam. E draw Ghana Bam amuni na amaji atum. Yen ye de sa e draw ni buy. nyame adom ya the other products nso aba beka ho ebi ne Ghana Man capsules, Prostajoy, Save 500 and a Crypto 400. Indoni na are available across all pharmacies and herbal shops nationwide. Baby bia obeku bia no obenya Ghana head for yedro. Na last month 13 June and ye be a hospital kesiye ano ultramodern clinic kra special one ayayama Ghana for any obia or supporting Ghana Health Therapeutics for na the clinic no yatuni the executive prostate and herbal center. Executive prostate and herbal center. Na a clinic one was so be a ye develop say it for mo share ya mo tai ebisa say aden na ye clinic bi no muntimimba emba be correct labs e wo hodom enya correct medical diagnosis and some master table ya ye clinic na amasa etie for ne afefo ni na so omombra embeji ayaresa sonko e wo hodom na ye clinic hodom no ye the WHO guidelines ahodro miensa e na eye djuma ho. The first thing e quality ne padre say oba executive prostate and herbal center you make sure say your equipment side wo honom no very very quality. It is a oba executive prostate center be your laboratory test e wo ho they catch you say so and so and e wo muje mu a correct diagnosis in dem say your scan so na over betwa it's say you work correct 4E scanner e wo ho no say you just scan ne mawa ubehu ya baby a ya rehye no ni na ya ma correct explanation inso consulting groups no no na wenya ahotoso ene arehemu e we duro na ide ma ode tutu ya rehemu. The second thing safety say ni de tie for mo amo ya we say kidney diseases, liver diseases adults e wo system ni na they are friend indiscriminate use of herbal medicine. The pattern say a bibidroi in for esa say a dipabone de ho ahye a bibidroi no in one ye in drobi the man for no man nini na e papa o liver any kidney into etie for ope baby a ye this science any research aye yendra bra executive prostate and herbal center for the last 15 years. Ye the only manufacturing agency and you produce drugs from scratch. You're making sure say in drona you produce nini na the active constituents of the plant products and no near the it is a OBA capsules now no that's the boom sema one can compare with other products now be in son ye a dem it's a who here say it's for a drug beer one no be ensure say Ubi sa ho say what is the science behind a drone na menom science being and a task a drone na menom lechi sa question na Ghana head for your answer enuti na ye bo ehun de say bra executive prostate and herbal center e honom na obinya indra very very safe for your liver and your kidney. If you say a lot of laboratory tests, I will no Gucci Center for Plant Medicine Research and FDA, and only now certify say the air safe for the liver and the kidneys. The last thing are WHO and they are as a guideline for every hospital and every hospital business biano affordability. It's not say Ghana head for your dream a for near for Huntino. Yatete Niamaso ewe ye honum boom cry in fact prices need a form your services very very affordable. It is a buy a qua may shade executive net that's on Emma wondering and you say be I honum the Nema board being our honum if you allow our computer board they and I said be a very very affordable executive prostate and herbal center. In doing so, the money did that. More to talk about drugstores and herbal shops around. It's one because I wouldn't say doing so the very very affordable. And they doing so a year Juma. It's not testimonies no egusuba. It's if I will executive prostate and herbal center. Our UPSA road, Accra College of Education, Quine soon. Oko Wenima, your friend baby Pilma Hotel. A hotel Casabia or Quine home. It's any one of your Pilma Hotel Junction. Udu ofe ube your billboard kesiye no ye na me wo enya yira kwan kra hu billboard na ube hu directions to your hospital no say in case we hu billboard ne so a obetimi apeke ye number sabe de ba betu dwai eye 0244 727028 0244 727028 and 0276 814 884 0276 814 884 and I last number 0537 266 300 0537 266 300 Ghana Health Therapeutics Yaya Hospital Executive Prostate and Herbal Center Muderu and Anope media break for Niashe for Medemanuesi
Meda say na will be the message abesi sia say men catch am say edroni die wa used be friend DJ Solis o UK was what used to be pa na very efficacious name mom no was say 15 capsules on this at munya ni 20 feedback what the be me dey adance ni say no send it me anyway ni for me full disclosure me full disclosure share ni prior to that one shall not be a problem in passing there it was so sremo 50 capsules munya ni 20 na don't dey na agye wo say come up why
okay
all right abusa for enti yeguswa edi enkomo ha ye won't be read 95.9 movement television and na ye de ebem no professor Buadin na chese feedback amenya no chama kwase ensan repeat ade wi enti ye be hwe ne aye na obi say we enjoy discussion from both ends, from the academic side and from the journalistic point of view. So I also did documents in the our support. Minya, it's a 9:29. I can't 30 minutes this year. Sorry, so yeah. What other topics? What person will be no 2 minutes before, and I see and call other topics. Peter.
What's it? I other fetch ne.
Why am I welcome?
Napa.
That one was a question.
Also money di would am say boni
Ransford okay ye boa and na waba mi studio person wa attack me ankasa no etebusa for Ransford say ye boa okay ye boa waba napa for president aba sasa
waka no say ye mati ase millions bi aka
yo mati enti Peter no waka bibi o na say say
na me ka say nti me no aban na me de sombo no be bo mo say o matena ho because unim o ma we mu se bibisi a na obi na ma kire me pa cho ye me abusua enamfo na obuhu a na se bia obi aye obone na obehu me wo ho a na ma fra ho machi kwame eni asem we na ho me ye nhwe ne ye nsiesie ene ne o ma we ye problem se kan tisa anka ne ebi munya akukuduro emma monte me kan nsem bia omo e kanene se aban do ka 7 billion or so na 120 and a ma where obey insolvent ama 120 deposit
aban
the contractors big car amount to 7 billion
me yase prof wa ha nyesa ka me use choice words bia
baby and the pump patch na ha kire nyesa
me meti we if I say me teacher ni and makobo besia say aban ntua meka in fact mekobo besia say mekoji misika de akoya ade
yes
me say me je 2000 Ghana cedis enti ma me besia 4000 Ghana cedis meanwhile be hwem no me je 1005 enti I'm not meant to me enye besia 40,000 Ghana cedis now they are mami one now what a year out so a friend is interest rate 30%, 35%. Me try the obejam woni age and the akobusa was say why ye am ya tro book a profile say you own 40 companies. Say you don't say it. It's pure rubbish.
Me more loan so me the collateral see actually. So want me ntia or say me cotton. Na me take am. Oma ton ya na oma ton. Collateral no.
It will be so your contractor. Now aba contractor there or assets. Contractor bia wo assets. Yeah, the caterpillar ni say ni budo e wa hefa. It is a contractor for contractor in the do car. Access to retrieve use to their retrieval says use it. Don't go to the government. What is your relationship with the government? When the government agreement, government in case one certificate of the comfort be one more biasa for you to go out to say and I buy a good car when I would think of foka. Even before Babajo license prof. na more than 5 different places and go for attack the office of Gen Bank say omko musica musa enko musica meboa
me small boy back no oko UCC this guy cry that wa no the year kakra oko en nsanka but unim even the 7 billion no kra na oka no ubekaya ye call dodo ano bank Ghana for me yet say so oh yeah the reconciliation cry emfa because a car whole lot that no 7 billion no cry the money cry still entimi entua e kana ababa beda hono but you see obi send me message say case bi wa court entina ama aban mumpenfo bi ntimi enye dey emma bontene emechechire mu yie ni ade but nipa no nim say case no wa court e na onam say aban ni say oje ne bank political
asembia ni wo court wa yentimi nka ho asem you see unless say now wadwinswa na asem wo court ntimi nka ho asem say wadwinswa de a you go into the merit of what is in the court you know but wadwumuda you deal with the situation without going to the merit of the case
so
what are you saying
visiting offices ya take over ebi kura na edan no kura na bank no no ona no kura bi ebre na so kura manipa no kura agene dan
yes
ubon so wakogina ho sa na bank ni wo ene
China for
na ababeje
na won ko for sika want
to stop store no na ye wild ya na say uko han nti nam sa huntumi ntua bia ona na agena de
good question another very good question say sa dan na wo wura mu no
yes
one na wo see ya na
yes no because ebi one man na ye shop uko outside Accra na some of the GN offices no ebi okra kiosk bi ene
wakwa ready for 2 years to say nam one so be o defa Ghana nam one agigi ada kese wo isle gon bebre na ko foka say nam one dia but no rent
no rent
e ba sa ban ko gi adan no ukwa enya ne dia
in fact edan bi wo nungwa barrier ho for na bi bebia sa dan no omo ko use
sa
okay na mo ko use sa dan no
you see
me nua bi o fire service so sa hero to hero zero to hero on so
US tilapia
enu sa dan na okoje ya no de ya ne office
Ghana ya we professor chebe bi ese na o do no wa hwe
minka
ko dan obi ra ko ha me
US tilapia di akwai be bu Ghana for especially soldiers for no e call peacekeeping akọ bre obase pa wo san akọ eti wo ye investment kakra na ne yire na busuafo e ba maame de ahwenkwara no wono so de okole ba no okọ hinhinfa no magis ka 20,000 70,000 akwai wie iska nya wie ya na o da beto book zero to hero.
Yes.
Me wa?
Yeah. Oh,
zero to hero.
Me say
guy ayi base capital. Also trobi.
Me say
me know you people know.
Me nua sika eko shame me say I don't know. Oyare kra.
Me nyina hwe awofo ne ye ne a mu ensusu fa president to nipa so. Ewiase eni obi na ba be professor. Ewiase ni obi na be ye ka owner. Ewiase ni obi na be sidan. Ewiase obi na bankran. Nemum kakra beti maye no waye madam fu bi be 11 be 9 years ago menene nam kroma na ye fa paper graphic ye kenkan hwemu a was nana mekokumase na se bra kodwa dai was hwe abran tv said me ma misi edime twa me mpoa pa fie now why wanted by 3 different financial institutions what defraud woman. It a branded took a free crying. O coffee say pano ho. We mebu agu. Abusa fe mebu we agu. Meye we me pentia no de carry aba no de carry no kaba kwa bisi ho be 2 months say ma menyusu ho na be fa ko. Say nyina wo boa. Na kodwo maame. Kodwo me mo say name nti wo ma hu say wa. Na kodwo maame so no watete kodwo sa. Kodwo free o de ahomete tu free kuma se betan kan. Ohun o say de ko say ne be wonu akokodru na any prof
yes sir obi bi say could you have solved without withdrawing their lances your man lances not for say the market. There are rules. Now, because crimes are punished not just to get the one in the wrong, but also to send good message to the entire society to refrain from same.
Madam Bako, Papa, Mr. Asare, or accountant, what the Ibia Bana ending was say, and yes, a bank license, G for bank license. Was it a bank train crack? And a bank train 3 months. The Capaco Zimbu. And any year and the Papa was in the Winaka. Was it a banner or Juno? No, what's the 12 beer? What will be a conto, Pania Patawa, and a winai? Was it? Aha, no, wanted to throw in the towel.
Oh, Ricky, the Obiaka himself Nungwanso, another microfinance company. Up here, and also a Mafokojo Musica, Enra, Enfa. Inti, say, wow, Sika, baby. Now, Quacoje, no sanka. Nebedu, baby. Now, owners not the bonny way. That's our buying bum. Say, okay. Usika na akoshe na ban betu amount. Said the beya depositors no musika enyera. Any omo mu yadwuma wo ho. Why ena aban no ebe hia say obe protect no. On protect workers no ana say omo musika da ho no. Omo
na ye dey sika da ho dey workers neka. Ye do so che workers no.
Yes.
Etiye na say protect interest first. Answer na workers.
Yes.
They will be sending by workers now. They were receiving fat salaries.
Yes.
So there was no problem.
Yes.
No, but some of the workers no have no money. Say banks need be or problem.
No money. Mami read kakra. Mami call YouTube was saying, "Good morning, Gordon. Proud to that. You are doing great. I'm watching you from London. Philip Tabi, Fitch and EIU previously cited their research report from Global Info Analytics. No, Fitch pay on.
But they buy propaganda.
Meba. Okay, yeah, the massive. Mom was no. Proud to that for Kuya boy. That was Agnes Mensah, erudite fisherman Frederick Entrim said to Messi. Yeah, the moon now said what with the messages no Abba points well noted. You because so near Boasi the Ghana Biacoso. You call. Fitch at the end of Mudabano, but Ubeka Fitch and also Beka finance a year maho. Yeah, Baki. What the first say? So far the prof kind no. We finish. We pin on it to say. I did the Peter Akano.
My opinion is now maybe say na say nyina e course na ya media politics mu kakra because na yam pay for no ada ye ni prof type na ye be tina ko bisa no wa church mu say e dey am so that ye ba studio say na ya kan mo bia ana ye ko abonten a na akoka
na Ghana phone party ana dia excuse me say case na to pick court nti o mu be say
adana ye revoke license na court me fact ayi japa say my course your first explanation
ye kan da that be na criminal aspect no e wo asem no mu no wo mo ye involve no den na ye ya fa ho say ye timi akrepo ba ko mienu mensa e nan bia so no dia no kwa yanka na obi akoche ano
okay
mo wa di sa boni yan kan krofo ntumu yan kan krofo ntumu
me medu ho
unya medu mi ho
baki koso so wa de koja
me wo question
maybe say aban because ye won krofo omo betumi abayi anu enti ye nim krofo say profa omo betumi akirekire mu ana na ye ko abonte a ya timi akokam because ye timi ma ko base ekoya gi obi be kese o na mo abepam bank am krofo am enye juma ye o kan bibi say krofo na omo o save no omo na omo hia na say omo ye juma wo no omo save no omo na omo doso maybe omo ye juma wo bank omo ye 10 na say 20 na 100 a dey omo ska bet go na that croko or that choko paint on ya na we nyina musora ye tegu bank e ya ngu yampo ya komu bomu e di for me bank e fan crofo mo ye juma biom ngu ye mati na masem ne se ade aban oni crofo mo betimi e kirekire mu a ye ko abonta na akokra no
mati aha o kan ye boa yes ahobasie mu je asa de hojo yo mati
next time me buy some notebook
na person mi chiro pa
yesu ade pa na ye ntima ye hu ne ma e koso na yesu ye kwa bontin a ye bi akirikire mu akira ma me ne bebi am pesa me hwede obiara wadi bone the criminal aspect of this matter no ye mfa ye ni hwe ho yi enya ba ko mienu bi a ye dom betum eja to borrow amwa papun or say nkofo we na have the shenanigans infant eja bontin kasafa ba say abuba enti ye besere say ye mpenifo no so emfa o ma no today for ye di criminal aspect na chi na ye nka bebre ngu dem is a case no kura enwu abontin
mate Peter o say kwa fetch yankwai what is it about fetch
oh say almost say my opinion my predict say NDC be winning 54%.
Okay.
Na enra say mene unuya penini awudu mahama. Ye ko website ko hwehwe ya say ke benya the latest poll na ana prediction ye no basis nti di just de kasa.
Okay.
Ye hwehwe ye hu.
How?
Well, ebia nti John yeko IT say unse many awudu de IT ne mas na ya na nka papa obeka so ye cheme ba obo gwa nra me kwa na mitimi search ye mpo chen no ye search ye hu John tu ko hwehwe ya wa hu na yes okay and you on call back made ye na buy ye no and you okwa e wo ho the same 54% na
made ye no
ho so I suspect say somebody somewhere kofa old na obetutum omunya one of omo penifo no ba ko bekasa video so to show say as if say there's a new prediction there on my but May but even the May one enye fish na nkasa adwuma o ye o they quoted
info
analytics the Musa Dankwa adwuma into uko May no around that time na amwa Osha Dr. Omane Boam Edikotu ni Facebook wo to whom it may concern Fitch predicts an NDC victory and Troy we anticipate the opposition National Democratic Congress will win the upcoming December 2024 elections in Ghana following 2 terms of the new Patriotic Party rule. No, citing reasons, the rising cost of economic blah 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 blah. So you ask yourselves, okay, in this economy here, and I say interest rates are making eba for ma, will the outcome change? Medium. Around that same time, Ena Wadamfo Musa Dankwa, and so the two on the Facebook page. It will be our May na around that time now. No, the two okwa ewo. Fitch Solutions cite Global Info Analytics again. Fitch Solutions cite Global Info Analytics again. Now, key anymore. We anticipate the NDC National Democratic Congress will win the upcoming 2024 general elections. Notably, inflation averaged 40.3. That is that time. Across 2023, the highest rate since 1996, largely due to the sharp depreciation of the Ghana cedi against the US dollars. The cedi has depreciated by 21.2% against the dollar since January 2023. In a survey by Global Info Analytics, that is Info
Musa Dankwa.
No, or share the page.
Yes.
Face solution for no akotu. Na face uko face solutions omu page na omu SIT baby omu say NDC be win na tie. In a survey by Global Info Analytics, 65% of respondents cited the economy as their foremost concern. And it is our view that the NDC is strategically positioned to secure victory in the upcoming general elections. It is, which is scientific. It is our view. No, and because they are citing Global Musa Dankwa. For me, a psychological. Oh, now share the omunyomana. It is on say oh yes, NDC winning. There's a possibility say you get people supporting. I feel so about sikasemu already fans so eboa because a businessman bit baby na call no so mo 100,000. No what say o party me win ya obetum. What you say? Because ideally or senka omo baseline ba but ma fa bia ma bibia ni ho sa. So now what me critique akwe say ampa based on this baseline no the outcome no may be correct or not. Maybe the info apart from Musa Dankwa do koto on uko omu page one after having talked about we anticipate the NDC to win blah 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 to support omu prediction omu projection in a survey by Global Info Analytics 65% of respondents cited the economy as their foremost concern, the same as the omu kind and it is our view that the NDC is strategically positioned to secure victory in the upcoming general elections. Which means medical canon. Yes. And just scientific. Omu base omu projection on Musa Dankwa's projection. Yes. Musa Dankwa's one scientific post. We just allot percentage. Musa Dankwa on this show. Yabe a surgery. One a year for beggars and of Nipobia or or provide a baseline. Now baseline Osha first and foremost you cannot use 2020 elections alone as your baseline a year obey you to acquire or serving. Especially whereby I say aha a year NPP stronghold, a higher NDC stronghold, na had a neutral. What would the about what they told you know the same thing or you 2020 election and that is problematic. You cannot use 2020 based on that. What say we projected 2024 December. John Mahama Benjamin 99%. Oh, for Krum. Oh, Mammy, you should man the better to see. Yes, I was for Krum. Oh, I know me. I'm telling you, Emma will be drawn attention. Say, how did be a bad type? It's a motion of you didn't back him. What's the sanity? No. You see, and even the recent one a while, or see, or you see 2020 elections as the comparative year or the selecting this line. And I'm saying, say, there are constituencies who are Okoko used to 2020 elections. Ube mistake. Because in the past, no, there are many places are trending, no. And say a MPP stronghold and I say NDC stronghold. Yes. Ube komune bia bibi na see enti the ma party no elusu sa constituency no. And so ko use no as 2020 election kwa as baseline akoye o survey now use ho say bia ho na MPP stronghold and NDC stronghold. Na ho a neutral constituency and I say swing constituency a. Ube mistake. And I'm saying say aha. Ya bet go into but say bia daboya now say just a strong NDC stronghold obia onim the dynamics enim hobia nim say hono NDC and amion yes mion constituency MPP we need that and he said 2020 bibi ko si no kwa now me pesa ye beka ho asem de ntia buy MPP to me win because another election is coming let's say a 10 now could use no as MPP strong because MPP are winning 2020 who be a mistake what I say amasamai and amasamai put it at best who would make I say be a swing because who hear cry na NDC winning a b NDC and 2008 NDC na winning 2012 NDC na winning 2016 NDC na winning not 2020 nko MPP ko win ya o say MPP strong
MPP strong
no
to the extent say MPP for now
the trend yes
a free over here and yadi so
yes.
break
yes.
and that a difficult crop say party me say maintain this seat no yeah more
than on to ultimate ko use ho no as a big stronghold fan ko your analysis because of 2020 they see here without share the trend from the past say the whole SCBT Infantiman say ultimate Infantiman MPP
okay, and so wo hwem a musa dan kwa dia wo ye no and e be si na me nwanwa se MPP fo mpanimfo
emfa obi a ho
emfa mo ho say na mo kwatra fie mo so le kwatra fie mo nya adwuma na mo se mo pese mo koye adwuma wo Ghana Red Cross Society a e ho na ye nte obi na so
o Ghana phone nim say but on a fetch according to omo research as the basis to predict say they are winning so other international organizations are omo enim the nitty-gritty and how or yen is solving who caught him as almost source on almost you say anything
now I say Dr. Smart Sapon professor what the survey be better abonting
yeah
team say ubetimi a verifiable scientific graphic for the better front page I fed the essential for Jomahama abomo pano and no fa book mo fa report na just say scrutiny and the way you day and the way you day and when the year day trying to punch holes as Musa Dankwa the way what them and do a lot to a year percentage yanko for the man will be a proper Tom na me man 2 minutes me pamo proud to that for
but I'm say survey no how so can I say area and you know meet my kakra research enya de agro I'm say we beka say we are seeing na research say round obekai
aye
you who later on say yes and spherical
yes
you come papa no for lying to the world
yeah he was killed
into a researcher okay they be a friend defense come and defend defend just say baby cry man crofo be gina on chain defend will be defended at their why no ti any brisam ti I am find the agro in the research now fetch a very reputable organization that's why they say over the years based in the UK and all that now Mike Kruniga also the one who brought who spoke assistant director or something I would say reporter ever to Jenny service a show cry other international organizations will see differently if your sponsors some more scarf will be a because who lose the NFS can farmer good and it cast a lot of other information to other people but there are times that essential also cry what against you to work harder where there are issues if I mean you're trying to go through the report and you'll be bro so be who there and my mistake man who sample size and then a digital so a the sample burn there
CD for the moya ya ni hu 3200 omo research omo research
ono minya no mo ndoju ne mi hu ye na because man who sample size na wa hu sa no so a ma e debatable kakra say obaji atum ana onjin na dey me hu say proper survey bia no the day of election and actually survey so anya cast and stone but nti ade also a chance so sanyu me ho na man who sample size na se for so me hwehwe na me gitum no den say ka say ye de be adwuma bebre because enyo also me as a researcher me hwa me hu no man who beside no nti difficult say me gitum say ebia and wait to understand the fortunes of the ruling party.
Sample size, methodology, and I be use here because and your my work. Uri kwa na time ne ko mu pinyo media no. They cited info analytics as source. Source a the project say the NDC.
Wondering why Fetch will do such a job.
Well, this is not the first time.
This is not the first time.
November, November.
Yeah.
My man will frame and was Gordon. I saw the be a metaka say. I did info analytics for a year before the just a fit for a use of more than as baseline.
Yeah.
So we projection.
Yes.
It's a fit for probably they have stopped doing research. They are only aggregating publications.
Yes.
And for me, it may affect their credibility because best when I'm going omati info for no omati omawiem. Mr. Kaibwa, yankoi.
Go down. Yeah, say na napak for the yabano na was a michana parking penny for nyina across the country. Na me fasa kwenya we so na me man napak for nyina etiase baby aye do you know ya activity yen foot on ground no. Nti obiara nsori mo amofre for t-shirts any logistics ebeba yen patron any godon nti ye pon sia me so na tade na me de mo t-shirts no abrem afram plains don kokrum ye beba ho ya temo nkan ne amo ye no monko so nye ye beba ho na mo amo Dwarf Island ye sra mo Dwarf Island for no mo fa mo de enkonko bo kpando tokofo de enum na mono amunye Oti region next week yes to me Oti region na ya bebo adwuma nkokofo nso ya chiam baby aye dunu ma obiara ntwen se Dr. Mahmoud Omia ebeba ne constituency ansana wa start se oye adwuma obiara mfa no hunhyem meti ase se logistics no isa na nso ya bebo modern na ye de ensa hye godon botom na ya bana ba be support mechia na park team a omo zenu the parliament team napak parliament team ye frey get to caucus no mechia mu nyina enwure ye behia ewo ye base wo na ya ye meeting no me da obibias
yeah that's napak president Abubakar. Yes
also last obi ka chair me say me represent Zungu ya munka kasana kakra mom yo okay now good
Allah
na good boss ani ne na ko Abdelbaki daga yawa su North constituency na nrokoeku ku aiki ku ba His Excellency Baumia she na rokan kuma aikin da His Excellency ke yin nan ba na kanshi kawai yake yin ba yana yi ma kowa game da kanshi even though shi ke neman sarautar nan ba an yi samu sarautar nan mu duka zai benefit shi yasa muna rokon yan zungun da ke Accra Ghana duka ba Accra kawai ba Ghana duka mu tashi mu saya mu yi aiki mu ba His Excellency da matan shi ita ne Ajiya Samira Bawumia mu yi mata aiki ita ma ta samu wannan matsayi because an ka duba cikin zango ba wanda ke da wannan matsayi duba inda ta kai kuma inda ta kai nan tana duban wai mu ma mu duba yaran mu su ma su kai inda ta kai nan so ba ta zama daki ba ta ce kamar ni yanzu ni ne vice abin ga matan vice ta fito tana tanyan matasa a yi aiki a samu aiki a yi in ya so su ma su duba yaran su ma su kai inda ta kai nan so na rokon zango kowane zango cikin Ghana duka ba Accra kawai ba Tamaliniyo kuma siniyo Accra ta kuradi ko ina cikin zango mu tashi mu sai mu tanyi His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia da Ajiya Samira a samu matsayin da muke neman nan ba su kawai za su benefit mu duka ne ina rokon zango mu tashi mu saya mu vote ma His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na gode
Allah mashallah